Hey guys, we're back in the shop today. It looks like it's time for fall Mini Mayhem. A couple weeks away, so that means we're gonna chop the bikes up and get to work, putting some new parts on here. Would have liked to start it sooner, but work's been busy. So just gonna do a quick run through of what's gonna be happening to these bikes. And then the rest of the video is gonna mainly just be bolting parts on and stuff like that. I have some better videos if you wanna learn how to degovern or, you know, set something up, but this is just gonna be a straightforward video, building a couple bikes, taking them apart, putting them back together. So my Axis bike, y'all saw me build a year ago for the Fall Mini Mayhem 2024, and then y'all saw me do the gold motor, all the powder coating on the block, and the cam and flywheel and rockers and all that on this motor. The power band was decent. I think I showed y'all that nice nibby carb I got. I think it's like a 24, 26. The bike could not put the power down because of the jack shaft. The clutch was slipping constantly. When I was mid to high throttle, it pulled great, but from like a dead stop, this had no acceleration just due to the fact it didn't have a torque converter. So this bike's getting a motor plate riser, a torque converter, an upgraded primary, and a green spring in the rear pulley. So we're going to be kind of building the torque converter and installing a torque converter, raising the motor up. Hopefully the exhaust doesn't hit when that happens. I think it'll clear just barely. I've got a brand new rack like this that's going to go on the back of the bike here. I've got a 1 gallon fuel cell. It's really nice from like eBay or Amazon. I'll put a link in the description for that. But I'm gonna have my fuel cell up here. I've talked before about how when you do these VM22s or like this Nibby slide carb, it raises the carb up above the factory tank. So really your gas would have to go up and over, or you would have to run a pulse pump. I didn't really feel like dealing with a pulse pump. There's also the thought of the pulse pump failing. Gravity fed rarely fails, so putting the tank back here and routing the gas line safely to the carb is going to be the most important thing to keep it away from this exhaust. The motor got covered in mud last time, which really sucked because I spent all that time powder coating. So I've got some fenders on the way. They're chrome fenders because that's all you can find on Amazon, but I'm thinking about, let me show you, breaking out my paint guns and maybe shooting the fenders like a nice black. So we'll see if that happens. I got some paint supplies here, some clear coat, fuel cell, rear racks here. This Coleman bike, I think I have a video throwing this together. Ended up grabbing this bike from a buddy of mine. He gave it to me for building him one, this exact same model. So my dad's gonna be going with me to this Mini Mayhem. He ended up getting a fork kit. We're going to be installing so that it matches the Axis. It's going to have a nice front suspension. They make a Springer seat for this long Coleman, so we're going to be putting that on. It's going to be getting an aluminum fuel cell in the rear. We've got a new seat cover on the way, and it's going to be getting a torque converter, motor riser plate, pro taper bars, and got some new tires right here. So it's getting the whole 9 yards. It's going to be a whole different bike after this. And I think I do have a video I haven't posted yet of just throwing this bike together. But they're both getting full motor off. Rebuilds, basically. We're just not going to open up the engines. Y'all know what's in that engine. This engine is a stock 196 that I put 18-pound valve springs in, degoverned as a backup motor, and then when I got this frame, I threw it on here, and it's been running great. So we're not going to open that motor up. We'll just do an oil change on both so we know they're good, and they should rip pretty well. Even though stock motors run well with a torque converter, and both these motors being a 196 have the 5/8 crankshaft, so they're going to be getting a crankshaft adapter to fit the torque converters, since torque converters are only made for 3/4. So anyways, I'm gonna get into it. Gonna probably do one bike at a time, not really sure. Got some sawhorses here and the welding table, and just gonna let y'all kind of see the process from here. All right, so the camera died. We were having a little bit of trouble with that snap ring that holds that in. I popped it out with 2 flat blade screwdrivers, a little easier than my snap ring pliers. We got the green spring in. You have to compress it and it's rotated a couple times to get it on this back side of the like angle pyramid piece. I've got, instead of the standard primary, I'm gonna be running like a jug, the Super Series, just for a little bit more power. This bike's pretty much done within reason. I gotta get the jug on here, chain on here, and then mount the fuel cell here on this brand new rack. Got it mounted in and had to bend it just a little bit to get this to line up. Do have some chrome fenders coming in, so the motor doesn't get covered in mud like last time. Cleaned up the bike a little bit. Other than that, it's pretty close to being ready. Over here we got a tank and a lid that I got some body filler on. I'm gonna be sanding that out, trying to slick it out for a buddy of mine's bike. And then over here we have the other bike. We got the spring-loaded seat set up here. Looks pretty good. I think that's like a fairly newer product. Got a pipe that kind of cuts out this back side. Some nice Pro Taper handlebars, the billet tree, and main thing we're waiting on now is my buddy's gonna swap over those new tires onto the rims, bolt that up, chain, and then we're doing the rear rack with a fuel cell on this one as well. And we decided with the color scheme, the chrome fenders are going on this bike, and I'm gonna paint these gloss black with my bike. So I'm gonna bring y'all up to speed on what's going on. Also in here in a second, gonna throw a little before picture of this bike in, because I know y'all saw the video, but it's just really crazy like what this was versus what it is now. We got some chrome fenders on here. All we did was kind of hold them up, do a Sharpie and drill those out. They're all tight. These new billet forks are really nice. This kit's about $155 just for the fork kit. These fenders were, I think they are like $65 on Amazon, and I got them for like $40 on Prime Day. I'll also link all these parts in the description in case anyone wants to look. These tires are about $60 on Amazon. While the wheels were off and my buddy was swapping tires, we noticed the bearings were really bad in the neck and in the wheels here. So I pressed the old bearings out, new bearings in, same here. So all this is brand new, feels really good, rolls really good. I ran into a lot of issues here with the petcock clearance. It's a little tight, but I can reach in here and turn it on and off really easily. Ended up just putting a black 2x4 here. It's mounted with some washers. And then under here, I drilled a small hole, and I have a deck screw coming through into this 2x4. I painted them gloss black. I don't love it. I was gonna fab something up with the TIG welder, but honestly, we're pretty short on time, and this is a really solid setup how it's on there now. So just want to do a quick recap. I've been organizing bolts, stuff like that, lots of spare parts, getting everything ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Mini Mayhem. This is the Coleman bike. Y'all saw it when it started. It was looking rough. It's fully together. If I forgot to put stuff on camera or missed it and you're curious how I did it, please comment, ask for a video, and I'll make one. We ended up going with taller bars to make it more comfortable because this bike was a lot lower than mine. And the long bolts that came with this were too long. I cut them. They're still a bit long and they don't clamp quite tight enough. You can put pressure and still move the bars. So we got some washers. We're going to Loctite that in. Oil's been changed and all that good stuff. I'm probably going to check the valves on both bikes. Just probably need to. And I'm going to go ahead and take them both for a test ride real quick. I think everything's going to be good to go. The fenders are not on at the moment, but that's just because I just clear coated them last night and I wanted to kind of let them dry. Other than that, I think we're good to go. I'm just going to spend tonight cleaning the garage and packing, and then be out there tomorrow.